Hi guys, sorry about that. My died. So yeah, basically what I wanted to talk about in this video is my experience with trading and how long it's actually taken me to be profitable or to be able to make what you've lost and be in profit. Because there's been multiple times I've literally passed FDMO accounts and then lost them and then passed them. It's just the fact of, I'm not going to lie, you can't really hold trades and you can fail an FTMO for holding trades. So, and in most cases, depending what market you're getting in, on an FTMO account, 5 lot sizes isn't a lot. Like, you would think, wait, hold on a second, this should be ginormous right now, but it's actually not a lot. And like, it'll be like 200 pips, and that's like £100. That's ridiculous. So anyway, guys, what I really wanted to talk about is how I self-taught. How I self-taught myself on how to trade is basically, at first, I would go in the market. So I learned on BD Swiss. BD Swiss is no longer allowed in the UK, or you're not able to use it in the UK. You can still use it, but you can't actually fund it. So I originally started with the demo, of course, as you do. Then I went in with the £100, of course, as you do, because I didn't know what to do. I stumbled upon trading when I was 18, and I never actually went into it then. I just heard about it, knew what it was. I didn't really know what it was, to be realistic with you. No one actually told me what it was. That was about 12 years ago that I stumbled upon trading. I never went into it until I turned 20. And then when I turned 20, I started learning the market, and then I let the market go. As in, I got out of the market. I found it a bit overwhelming at that stage to be in the market every single day and not knowing what I'm reading, not knowing when I can have entry points. So I went away. But I remembered what I learned. I came back in the market again around about 22, and I put in about £500 on a broker account. I ended up losing all of it, like you do. Once again, I didn't know what I was doing. So I then, went back in again, I'd say a year later, after watching the market for a year, and I wasn't really trading. I was more like learning, heeding what other people are saying, or watching YouTube channels on, Fibonacci tools or your trend lines, getting here and there. I ended up losing money again. This time around, I probably only put about £200 or so in. And when I put the £200 in, I lost it again. So come to the age of 23 and a half, I bought nothing but books, upon books, upon books, and I basically self-taught myself. I went in the market every single day on a demo, every single day. I learned how to trade every single day. When I was profitable, I'd be adamant, yeah, it's gonna continue, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd end up losing it all. When I end up losing it all, I'd be livid because, hold on, why isn't it continuing this trend? I wasn't able to assess a rejection. I wasn't able, every time I lost money in the market, I could not assess a rejection. And that was why I always lost money. Because I'd be adamant, oh, it is this. But sometimes the market has fake outs, rejections, retracements. And obviously, if you don't move your stop loss, that's going to suck you out. So what I've learned to do is, even if it does do a retracement, I'm happy to still take profit on what I have, basically. So as in, if I'm in profit of like £4,000, I would move my TP to around 2,000 and I'll TP on that 2,000 if it does a retracement, because I'm happy with that. Because if you think about it, there was a time where I literally got into the market and I wasn't able to stay profitable. I wasn't able to make a profit, nothing. I literally was only able to make money to lose it, basically. So I'd be in profit of like 10,000 and I would just lose 40,000 because I wouldn't be able to move my stop loss. I didn't, I never thought to myself, oh, hey, what does the market actually do? So I learned, what's the book called? Japanese candlesticks chart. I think that's what it's called. I have it in my room somewhere, so I'll probably bring it out one day. And I ended up losing that. I ended up learning all of that. And when I learned all of that, I kid you not, I don't remember the names. That's ridiculous. There is a different name for every single strategy in the market. That is long. No one has time to actually remember that. Not even the tiniest little piece. It's like so many different pattern formations. So I thought to myself, you know what? Not all of them are valid, because most of them are valid, especially the rejections, especially. So what I've started to learn is you can gain advice from all different books, all different YouTubers, all different, big time traders. Do you know the one thing I hate, and I swear I hate it, yeah? You get the big, massive traders and they will do an ad on YouTube. And some reason, my YouTube channel always bloody picks them up. Always. There's not a day that I've seen a different ad for, like, I don't know, tampons. I'm literally just getting adverts about, hi, if you trade, we will pass your FTMO challenge. If you trade with us, you'll be successful. If you do this, da 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 da. I woke up in Scotland, blah blah blah. I actually went to that guy's webinar and I left within half an hour because I was just like, is this guy being serious? Is this guy being serious? Like, I understand you could be profitable. Good for you. But the fact is, that is a whole load of nonsense for 2,000 something pound. Like, for an hour webinar. And I just thought to myself, if somebody was to go into the market and do that, they would lose all their money. And I'm not gonna lie, that's how I started out. I watched webinars upon webinars. There was a thing, IMC market or IM market or something like that. There was two of them. One was like binary options, or you've got to put it into crypto, £250, and then obviously you could just make money like this, blah blah blah. It's like quick and simple on a 1 minute time frame. And I thought to myself, that's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I'm still learning how to trade as an amateur in the market is because I actually want to do binary options. But to be able to do binary options, you can't just willy-nilly trade for a minute, 2 minutes, like 5 minutes, because that you could fuck up your account that way. You could really fuck up your account that way. So I'm just learning now. As I go, as I make profit, I'm learning. As I make money, lose money, I make it back. If I start revenge trading, I get the fuck out of the market, because that could really draw down your account. If you see some of my FTMO accounts, you'd be like, oh, some of them are really nice. They're like smooth gains. Or some of them are like choppy. And then they bring it into profit and then they're choppy again. So, boy. Basically, losing money helped me learn how to trade, because firstly, I don't want to lose money. I'm sick and tired of losing money. So sometimes you just have to listen instead of placing money. And that was how I was able to be profitable, because I literally stuck with the same strategy, and I've had the same strategy for about the past year and a half now. And when the market changes, sometimes I just get out of the market. As in, if the market ranges, I'm not even going to get into it. But that could always be a mistake, because you could always learn something new in that time frame. And then you could also trade in the range. Because people say, oh, you lose money when you're trading in the range. Technically, if you're smart enough to realize the market's just going to retrace the same levels again, you can get in with your buy, you could get in with your sell. If it goes higher, you put your stop loss at that new high, you get in with your sell, it's going to do the same thing in most cases, especially if it starts falling within 5 minutes, 15 minutes, because you've got like 3 or 2 confirmations within that 15 minutes to be like, oh yeah, you know. So yeah, that's another thing I learned, because most markets actually just range, as in they literally range for weeks. So I quite enjoyed learning how to trade in a range. I learned supply and demand, which was pretty nice. So one thing I have noticed, I'm in London and I rarely trade London session. Technically I do, because I would TP by 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock. That's my TP time frame. But in some cases, I don't actually have to do that. I will literally be in the market for about 5 hours of the day max, and probably less than that. And that is in between Tokyo and London session. Some cases, I'm getting in a New York session, because New York are going to retrace that market right back to where London originally started it, and they're going to go the way they want to. Especially when it's US markets. That is one thing I have always learned. So I like to get out the market just before 1 to around about 12. I'll get out the market, and then I would, you know, be like, okay, now I've got to wait until US session, New York session. I've literally just got to wait. Sometimes that's a bit hard, because you'd see like a nice entry, you want to get in, but you have no confirmation. Those are the worst entries. That's how I tend to lose money. Like the other day, I placed a sale and I made a mistake of thinking it was a typical, you know, buyer's market. So I TP'd early, and that market would have basically made my FTMO account pass. And really and truly, I should feel sad, depressed, but that is the way the market works. You've just got to go in again and find another nice niche, another nice market, another nice setup for yourself, because if you don't, the same thing's just going to happen again. Like, I've only got about 9 trading days to pass my FTMO. I brought my account back into, it's about 68,000. So if I need a, extension, then I should be able to get it because I brought the account back into balance. And because I brought the account back into balance, I'm hoping I have a really nice setup for the new month. I really, really wish you could hold trades, because if I could hold the trade for days up an end, it would probably be okay. But the problem is it cannot retrace past the date before it's closed. So you can't really trade the day. You can't really, because if it's truly that trend, it's going to do it. It's going to do it. So yeah, that's basically how I learned to trade. Not wanting to lose money, realizing that I'm, not getting out when I see a rejection, or I'm holding the market steadfast on what I believe, oh, the market's going to do, and then it doesn't end up doing it. Yeah. That's how I learned to trade, and I'm pretty proud of myself because it's been a very long time. It's been like 6 years, 7 years, and I would make money and I'd lose money, but to be profitable is a lot better. No, to be right is the best feeling in the world, even if it hits your TP or you get even if it hits your stop loss, it is the best feeling in the world for your analysis to be right. You don't understand. Your trades could literally be the worst trades of them all, but your analysis is key. So your entry points could be worse, but your analysis is correct. That is the best feeling you would ever learn to realize first, because to have partially good trades and then your analysis be way off, that could really be detrimental to your account. Why I say this is because at any given point it could stock you out. At any given point you would probably think, yeah, it's going the way I want it to go, let me continue. And as it continues, it just draws down immediately, because you haven't actually watched the market properly in, like, I'd say the daily. Some people say, oh, trading in a 1 hour time frame, you never have to look at the daily. I've always checked the monthly, then the weekly, then the daily, because most cases I like to trade the weekly. If you trade on the weekly, you have really beautiful setups. If you trade in the daily, you do as well. If you trade in the hourly, you'll be able to see where is a good entry point, where is the rejection point, where is there constant supply and demand. When you go into the 1 minute time frame, you're able to assess when you should actually place that trade. 5 minute, I would say it's just a confirmation. I'm not gonna lie, my trades did get better after I started trading in the 5 minute time frame instead of the 1 minute time frame, which is probably why I've learned how to trade gold recently. I've never traded it ever in the past 6 years I've been learning. I've only been trading it for the past 6 months, and I have learned a lot. Like, I've never traded a range in gold. Never traded a range in gold, ever. Like, last week or the week before when it was, I never traded it. And that could have been my mistake. I stayed out of gold for that reason, because it was just ranging. First it would buy, then it would just sell past the same level. So that key level for me was a buyer entry. And it literally bought at that same key level despite the range. So the thing about gold, it doesn't give you a lot of entry points either. That's one thing I've noticed. So yeah, but I've got to start work. Peace.